I get this question a lot, and it has to do with the 4 degrees. And it's a question about the 4th degree. And it goes like this. Didn't Adam live in the 4th degree and fall? And very few live in the 4th degree. Is that correct? And this has to do with a video that we posted by Father John Brown, where he speaks about getting everyone into the 4th degree. Now, first of all, regarding Adam, living in the 4th degree and falling into sin after being in the 4th degree, this goes to what I just said regarding different opinions. There's different opinions on whether Adam lived in the 4th degree or not. And the reason being is that those who believe that Adam did not live in the 4th degree believe so primarily because Adam was tested. And the thought is that Adam was tested because he was not in the 4th degree, and he needed to be tested before he went into it, just like we would. Now, the difference is when you compare it to us, the way we are today, Adam was born with the divine will, and we were born in sin. So we must be tested, we must be formed. Adam was born, and I'm of the opinion he was born in the 4th degree. And the reason why he was tested is because God needed to know whether he could be faithful, even though he already lived in the 4th degree, because he was never tested previously. And Jesus speaks to Louisa quite a bit about testing. And one of the surprising quotes that kind of is burned into my conscience is one from Jesus to Louisa, where he says that if not for the test, we would be slaves. So if you think about it, even though Adam was born with the divine will and lived in the 4th degree, he required that test because otherwise he would be like a slave. And if you think about it, a true love must have some sort of a test. It must be a test to love. It cannot always be milk and honey. And those who have experienced, say, marriage as a good example, those difficulties make a couple stronger and a love stronger. And so it is with the soul and being tested. Now, the reason why I believe that Adam was born in the 4th degree is because of the description of his infused knowledge. And it's in the Bible. And you don't go into the 2nd degree with all of this infused knowledge that was described as what Adam possessed. Now, if I'm wrong about this, I'll gladly accept it. And in the divine will, we must always be open to growth. And sometimes growing is learning something that you didn't know before, or in some cases, coming to a conclusion that you're wrong in certain cases and accepting the truth when it's provided. So the question also has to do with if you're in the 4th degree, will you sin and fall out of it, just like Adam did? And there's a twofold answer to this. One is that because we have the free human will, it's always possible for us to sin. We can always choose sin, even in the 4th degree. Now, it's extremely unlikely to do so because God knows the soul. He knows what preparation the soul needs before it enters into the fourth degree. And you could say, well, why didn't that happen with Adam? Because Adam was not formed like we are formed via testing and trials. It's not exactly the same. So the other portion of the question is, isn't it true that there's few living in the fourth degree? And yes, Jesus says to Louisa that few will live in the fourth degree because it will be difficult for them to give up items that they're attached to with their human will. And I think I mentioned this before. I was kind of disappointed when I heard that. I was hoping that maybe all of us could live in the fourth degree at some point. But apparently it would just be few. So part of the question, I think, kind of assumes that very few can live there. Perhaps it is an achievement that is out of reach. And we should never take that approach. It would be like a student saying that it's very difficult to get straight A's. Very few people get straight A's, so why should I try doing that? And in the spiritual life, especially, that's a terrible approach because we're judged on our intent and not on our results. So we want to be in a position before God where we say we tried. Even if we couldn't make it, we tried our best to live in the fourth degree. And we just didn't say that, well, although the fourth degree could be available to me, it's very difficult and I didn't think I could get there, so I didn't try. You want to be one that said, I tried, and a merit will be provided to you for trying and not for actually achieving. So it's the intent that we are judged by, not our results. And you could take the same example with the student. There may be a student and may not be as gifted as others and may try real hard to get those straight A's. And another student may have the gifts to get straight A's but doesn't try. So as a parent, you would be more pleased with that person or that student that tried but did not get the straight A's than the one that perhaps could have gotten straight A's but didn't try. And the same is true in the spiritual life with our souls. God will be more pleased with a soul that tries to do what's right